The point here is, too often, sheriffs are the law wherever they live. And if you're wondering, well, I don't even know who my sheriff is, do I have a bad one? The very fact that you're asking that is kind of the problem here. Because sheriff elections, like most down-ballot elections, do not receive nearly enough attention, and often they aren't even competitive. In 2018, 59% of all sheriff races were unopposed. In fact, remember Sheriff Ahern with the nightmarish-sounding jail? He's been unopposed for the last 4 election cycles. As for Sheriff No Narcan, unless someone steps up to challenge him, he will be unopposed when he runs for re-election later this year. And look, running against an incumbent sheriff is not easy. Their own employees are often loath to take them on, fearing retributions, because, as you have seen tonight, they're very powerful. But that cannot be allowed to continue. Thankfully, the same criminal justice reform movement that's been putting a spotlight on district attorneys' races is now increasingly focusing on sheriffs' races too. And that is not a moment too soon, because right now we have a position that has a tremendous amount of authority with low accountability, which is always an inevitable recipe for disaster. So if there is a sheriff's race in your area this year, now would be an excellent time to start Googling who the fuck is my sheriff and learning about them. Otherwise, you might well wind up seeing a campaign ad like this.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilkerson, candidate for sheriff. It's been my honor to serve the people of this county, and I hope you'll re-elect me as your sheriff. But before my campaign begins, I'd like to tell you some things other politicians might try to hide. I drink a lot. I often drive while drunk. I have what my therapist calls a hair-trigger temper.
I don't like your attitude!
And as a younger man, I did work as a Hitler impersonator at birthday parties, quinceañeras, and one disastrous bat mitzvah. It was a different time. But that's not all. I spent much of the 90s trying, without success, to assassinate that little dog from Frasier. I have dabbled in what you'd call light cannibalism. I've never seen a frog and not killed it. In 2009, I contracted the H1N1 virus, better known as swine flu, and then drove to every Sizzler steakhouse in the state, licked my fingers, and dipped them in the salad bar. Why did I do this? Well, I love Sizzler. But beyond that, I do not know. Cannot tell you why. Whenever there's a computer in front of me, I go to the Wikipedia page for the Armenian genocide and just sort of tone it down a bit. I don't think it didn't happen. I just think people are exaggerating. I came up with the idea for zucchini noodles. In every single hotel room I have ever stayed in, I have licked the phone, ear part and mouth part. That's both parts. I give black people different handshakes than I do white people, whether they want it or not. What else? That's, Oh, yeah, I also fucked this horse. I think it's okay, because I traveled out of state to do it. It wasn't like a local horse or anything. I hope that with these confessions, I have earned your trust. It's been an honor to serve you as sheriff for the past 42 years. So vote Sheriff Wilkerson when you go to the polls on November 3rd, 2020. It's not like you have a choice, because I'm running unopposed, so... See you on the streets, shitheads! I'm dangerous!